Hi friend, hope that your summer is going well. All good here. I do think that summertime is the most difficult to dress for because you can't work with as many layers. So it's very challenging to create outfits this time of year unless you have some essentials in your arsenal to work with. With that said, I know that only the Northern Hemisphere is experiencing these temperatures, so it makes it a little bit challenging to cover everyone. And so I'm really thinking through, what does it look like for someone who's like toward the equator, and what does it look like when you might have some cool evenings? So we're gonna unpack a lot today, so let's get started. The look I'm going for with these pieces is something that's effortless and chic, something that's timeless that I can always have in my wardrobe basics. So the first thing that I want to consider always is the color scheme. When you're talking about basics, it's important to stick to neutrals and classy colors. Something that's a chic color would be something that's very earthy, neutral, and that type of thing. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't experiment with color. I actually encourage you to experiment with seasonal colors on seasonal pieces. But we're trying to create more of a capsule so that everything mixes and matches well, and it would stay timeless so that you can have these for at least the next 5 years. So that investment part is no big deal. The other thing about a chic style is that you can work with patterns that are really lovely and classy. So a stripe or a polka dot, gingham, wonderful. Also anything that has a floral, but something that's kept down, like toned down, like a minimal floral pattern. And that'll work really well if you are petite, to keep a small pattern. Those are things to keep in mind, and then you can just really go with what's your personal taste. There's one more thing that you might be overlooking, and that is your fabric choice. When you want to be not sweltering, you want to choose your fabrics very carefully, and this also will be a note to quality. When people see you wearing a really luxury fabric, they notice, and your expense in that quality fabric does not go unnoticed to where people are like, oh, well, that's just a $10 t-shirt, right? Like, no, people do notice and they pick up on that, especially in person when they are interacting with you, and there's just something a little bit different to what you're wearing that is quality. So the fabrics that I reach for in summer, linen, absolutely wonderful because it's breathable and it's very natural. For cotton, I look for organic cotton where I can. There's a lot of reasons for that, but it's gonna be really healthy for your skin. And then silk might also be wonderful, especially if it is raw silk where it allows you to breathe in it, but also just a regular silk will allow you to stay cool, but it might insulate you a little bit, so choose carefully there. Start with a flowy dress. I like this one that I just got from Emerson Fry, but what we're looking for here is a fabric that isn't going to insulate you like linen. Also something that is this like really breathable linen here in this black one. Absolutely lovely. But both of these can be cinched at the waist with a belt, but they're really great if you just want them to flow. For a casual tee, a surprise twist to that is to have a linen one because it's so breathable again. And it's a little bit flirty because it is sheer, and so you can layer with that how you feel comfortable. I also have one that's in a stripe, and it's like 98% linen, so it feels a little bit different than the other one. But this is the Jenny Kane and St. James collab that I got, I think, a year or two ago. But basically it just has a very hand-painted stripe feel there and a little bit of this heathering from the texture. So that's just another way where you can look for something where you can have these unexpected details on very basic pieces. So this is another version if you wanted something that, you know, using that flirty word again, like you can drop the shoulder a little bit if you want to, but also the gingham pattern on this is lovely, and it just lends itself to like a day at the beach, or if you were gonna have a picnic, you're gonna feel so classy and comfortable in something like that. Moving into jumpsuits, I think that some people love them, some people hate them. A lot of times when I wear them, the things I hear is, oh, but Bethany, how could you wear that, you know, if you're going out, like if you have to use the bathroom, or if you are trying to like not be too sweltering, or if you just don't feel confident in them. I would say to try them still. There's a few reasons for this. Number one, if you're in a hurry to get ready, this is the outfit of choice. You throw it on, it looks amazing. Another thing that you can do is add a cami underneath, and that solves that bathroom problem. And then also, they are surprisingly lightweight. I wore this in a recent video, and a lot of people who live in the South are like, I can't wear all black right now. I am in the South as well, and I grew up in the South. I know what it is to have extreme temperatures. This is so lightweight, it's a little bit on the sheer side, so don't just overlook something like this because it can be a win if it's breathable and loose enough. And so that's my hack there. Another great tip for just having a jumpsuit is that you can be more feminine with it. It's a very utilitarian piece normally, but you can have something that is so delicate and lovely like this one. I also like to experiment with color as well. So for color, I like an olive, something that still is earthy, and this is a color that works really well for my skin, and I have been noticing that more browns have been on the horizon of trends, so that is something that I naturally am embracing. So I have one that is a very, very lightweight, almost sheer material, and then I have one that I've had for a few years now that is this like more of a tank version that is so lovely for this time of year. So both of those are going to be great if I want to have something that isn't black or white and still allows me to have that effortless chic feeling. Just like with the jumpsuits, adding femininity can be used in tops, and these are ones that I honestly wear all year long, so they really are something that I want to stick to as much of a staple as I can in their classic cut and in their color. So for this one, this is a silk top that I've had for quite some time. You know that I love to have these white blouses. I get them. I actually collect them because the more that I have of them, the less they wear out and get stained. And so I take really good care of them, and they are classic that will stay put for years. Also, when you're thinking through what to wear in summertime, again, all of these are very billowy and lovely to wear. They are not uncomfortable, and a lot of them are short-sleeved. Like this is a blouse that is a short sleeve, and that's something I could wear with something more casual like a jean. One of the blessings for styling for warmer weather is that you can go beyond just a regular pair of pants, and you can wear things like lovely flowy skirts. So this is one that I've had since 2017, and it's been a win for so many reasons. Number one, it's a wrap skirt. If you are somebody who's on the fence about adding a skirt, then a wrap skirt's a really good idea because it has this beautiful flowy nature. It's diagonal, it allows a little bit of eye flow with it as far as skirt lengths are concerned, and then having that linen material makes it look so much less cumbersome or strict or formal, and it's just flowy and just feels like you are living in your own skin. A lot of people ask me, what about a denim short? For me, that sounds absolutely miserable because it's so sweltering when you're wearing something like a short, and the point of wearing a short is for those super hot days. So I like airy shorts, meaning something that has a lot of airflow. This is a flattering length for me. I like a high-waisted one personally because of my body type. And I like one that cinches because then it does flow out a little bit more. It allows some room for the leg too, not only for comfort, but because it just isn't clinging to you. And I feel like that's a more flattering look. And I also like to have different fabric options. So this one's a silk that I've had for quite a while. And then also I've got one that is super baggy, almost like more of a sportswear style, honestly. And that allows me to just have something that's casual and still would be worn in place of those more casual denim shorts. Along the same thinking, if you are going to wear pants this time of year, I know not everybody does, but if you have to for work or you just want to be cozy, then having one that again has that wide leg, something that's loose in the leg is going to be the best tip. So anything that, again, linen, silk, something that you can wear and feel so comfortable in is a win. Also, try to find a light colored loose leg trouser. I found this one from La Casa a while back, and I've worn it every year. It doesn't go out of style. It's something that just has a little bit of a menswear vibe to it and can be worn with any of the tees or anything. It's super versatile and doesn't need to only stay in the office. And as for jeans, if you are going to wear jeans, then having one, again, that is that wide leg, loose fit is going to be perfect. And they also just have a little bit more of a retro summer vibe to me. I just always think of like Slim Aaron's photos and like old photos and stuff. And this is just such a reminiscent feeling for me, especially the high-waisted part. That you guys know I love. It's no surprise there. I also really like to have one in more of a khaki style, and that works well. This is a cotton canvas, and cotton canvas is one of those more luxury items, but this can be worn all year long. This isn't going to go anywhere, so it is a staple that I do wear also in summer. Sometimes with a summer outfit, even a cami and short can look really great with a linen blazer. So that can be a date night look. It also can just be a really professional look. If I'm gonna hop on a Zoom call, I can throw on something like this and I'm not gonna be too sweltering like I would with a typical blazer. So this one is a linen blazer and it's just so lovely to wear. I picked this up last year and I definitely wanna keep wearing this. It's gonna be a staple for sure. You might have noticed in some of my recent videos, I've been wearing a lot of these sweaters that are loose knit weaves. They're all made of cotton, and that's going to be something that's not insulating, but it will keep you a little bit on the cozy side if it's windy or cold. I spent a summer in Wisconsin and almost froze. I will tell you that there's those nights and mornings that just need it. But also if you're gonna be in air conditioning, if you're gonna be sitting at your desk, I know I had a blanket with me all year when I worked in an office or running into the grocery store. These are times when you need something like this just to have in your bag. I really do like to have something that's just lightly, barely there. So whether you are using one of these chunky knits that are a loose weave or something that still is a loose weave that has a very thin material, that's gonna be so great for summertime, and a lot of people think they don't need it. But I don't want to be cold for any moment in my life. As for shoes, look for something that is not closed toe but open toe. That will make it to where your feet are not sweltering. But also for this year, I feel like we're still in this really casual shoe phase. We don't have too many stilettos compared to pre-COVID. And so what I am really enjoying myself is just having more of comfortable shoes. So this one is a very bendy version where I can wear this all day long and feel great, and it just feels like slippers. And then also having a clog, absolutely wonderful because it doesn't feel like you're wearing a heel, but it gets all the height. It will dock you a couple points in the looking taller realm if you do have these back straps, but I'm okay with that because I can wear them so effortlessly all day long. Some of you on Instagram asked me for what I'm wearing poolside. These are the shoes that I wear when I just want to slip them on, slip them off. Just a nice slide that is easy to wear and goes with anything. So if you're going to be at a wedding, you can wear these. If you're going to be at the pool, same thing. This wouldn't be a Dearly Bethany video without hats mentioned. I think that when you are looking for a summer hat, you want to have something that is a straw, something that either has a tight weave if you're looking for sun protection, or you can have some fun with more of a loose weave. So for that, all of these are Janessa Leone, by the way. This one is a visor, and when the sun hits it, it shines through it, and then you have this really cool, delicate detail on your face from that, and I find that just as charming. But of course, if you are looking for a day at the beach or anything like that, then you want to have that tighter weave. So there are some different options for that as well. One is a Panama hat that's very common. I would say that you can find it at Target, or something that is more high class like this Janessa Leone one, which is delicately made. It takes hours to make something like this. Same with this one. It does take a lot of artistry to make something like this, but you can definitely find cheaper versions. I'll try to link you to some down in the description, and I'll do that for all of these. And the last summer basic to not forget about is jewelry, but specifically sweat-proof jewelry. So if it is vermeil, it might seep away at the gold that's on top. You don't want that. You don't want anything that will create green, sweaty marks on your fingers if it's rings or necklaces or bracelets. These are things to keep in mind because you do want to keep your jewelry intact. And for summertime, you just want to make sure that they are resilient to that. I like to wear tiny little chokers this time of year that really are barely there, but when the sun hits them, they just glow, and they can go well in the shower, in the pool, anything like that. So those were all of my basics that I would highly recommend if you want a chic style for summertime. Those are very conflicting topics, like you know, your style in summer is usually sweaty or like very casual, but it doesn't have to be that way if you're intentional about building these closet essentials in your arsenal. So yeah, let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on notifications, because as I am ramping up videos, it's really helpful to stay in touch that way. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.